Okay, so today we're going to dive into how to manage your timeline and your budget tracker. So I pre-populated a scope here that has due dates associated with it and a timeline. And today I'm going to walk you through this agile team management. So there are a couple of core parts to the Manage tab. And really the intention of this is to make it much easier to track who is doing what, when, and then also how much you owe them for that. So it's sort of marrying what you do in like a project management software with what you might do with like a budget tracker, while eliminating the need for time tracking, which we believe just creates a lot of extra chaos and unpredictability when it comes to how much money you're actually making and what is in and out of scope. Okay, so over here, so down here, basically I can see my team. Anybody that has accepted their invite, like me, is going to be listed down here as teammates. And then any open roles are going to remain up here, which means that you can invite a teammate to it, or you can just keep these as roles if you want. So from here, I can do a few things. So on not just my own role, but on any of my teammates' roles, I have full control over adjusting who is doing it. So I can reassign this to, let's say we want to do this to the communications strategist over there. So take that out of here. And you can see what the system is going to do is just automatically reallocate that. So you'll see the deliverable populate under this, and you'll see the system has reallocated. The other thing I can do from here is I can add or change the due date and update it, and then the timeline up here will automatically update. And I can mark as complete. So this system basically enables you to view your scope as a phased breakdown by the client and the progress that way. And it also gives you a really clear record of who is responsible for what, when is it due, and how much money are they actually earning to deliver that. So when I mark assemble mood boards complete, for instance, it's automatically going to track that in the budget. So I've now done $1,200 worth of work out of the $4,500 that I was basically allocated at the beginning of the project. And then it's also going to update your progress tracker here. So you're actually going to be able to see, where we're at with discovery, strategy, design, and you can see budget-wise how you're trending and how you're tracking in that direction. The other great thing about this is that it's really easy now to adapt to new client requests. So we've all been there. You're doing a website, your client calls you, they're like, hey, could we maybe do some social posts too? And you're like, hell yeah, upsell, let's do this. Then you realize, ooh, it's out of scope. How much should it cost? I gotta estimate it. Who's gonna be able to do this? How much are they gonna charge? So on and so forth. This makes it really easy to adapt to that. So all I really have to do from here is hit edit scope again, like you would do when you set up the project. I can search on social assets maybe and see, what I have coming up from the library and add that deliverable. Okay, great. So audit social media. We'll add that to the strategy phase of the scope. And then that's automatically going to copy over. And from here, I'm basically going to be able to, again, add a due date. So audit social media. Okay, I think they want it now or then. And then I can actually see that populate on my Manage tab. So when I'm done editing here, I'm going to pop over here. And then this is automatically going to add this role. This is magic, I'm telling you. I've run a studio manually. We've run it ourselves. This is such magic from what we used to have to do between Google Docs and Trello and budget trackers and QuickBooks and all that other stuff. So this is automatically going to be associated with that because that's the role it's associated with. It's going to populate here. If you want, and there's a whole robust social side to this now, you can add a new social media manager, and then that's a new role on your team at any point in the project, or you could just reassign this. So you know what? I think that actually the designer is going to be fine to do this. So why don't we give it to me, to her? And so when I redirect that over to Rachel, the role will go away. The deliverable will live under her, and then it will appear again in strategy, just as you organized it when you edited the scope. So now this has automatically adjusted your budget scope. You have quickly pulled a quote for your client of how much it'll cost to add to the scope. You quickly have agreed with an existing teammate or a new one about how much they're going to get for those new deliverables. And then when that new deliverable is done, I can just say, cool, we audited the social media, and boom, budget is tracked. For those of you who are interested, when we launch the Pay tab, this will give you an amazing breakdown of who you owe money to and when. That's it for me. Thanks, everybody.